Here comes a fire to light you to bed. Here comes a chopper to chop off your head. Hello, it's Malon Monday. Yeah, this is a thing. Malon back here, and I'm thinking that this week's theme was books, but I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to talk about one book. I want to tell you about the last book I read, and it actually happens to be one of my favorites, and I can't really tell if it's because it's the last book I read, so it's really fresh in my mind, or if it's just I really do like this book. So, as it comes of no surprise to probably any of you, I really enjoy reading Neil Gaiman books. And so that is what I'm going to talk about, and the book is The Graveyard Book. This book was based heavily off of The Jungle Book, which makes sense in the title, The Graveyard Book. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and why I like it. There is the main character, and his name is Bod, which is short for nobody. And his name is Nobody Owens, and you travel along with the character from age to age, which I like a lot because it's like kind of growing up with the character, except in a shorter amount of time because it's only so many pages. Bod is the learning type of character. You see him when he's a baby and you know what's going around him, what is happening while he is still a kid. And then you see him as he grows up. You see him when he's 5 and he's making friends. You see him when he's 12 and learning new things. And then you see him when he's 15 and at this like mature age, the more mature age, and where he has to like face everything at once, like the whole of the world. And it's very interesting, and of course it's the climax of the book. And basically it's about this kid that lives in a graveyard because his parents were murdered, and as a baby he crawled up to the graveyard, and these ghosts that lived in the graveyard took him in and welcomed him, and they adopted him, and he has the protection of the graveyard so he can like do some of the things that the ghosts can do, but not everything. The book is geared towards children more so than it is towards adults, but I like it a lot. I'm going to read to you the beginning. The beginning nursery rhyme which Neil Gaiman puts in. Rattle his bones over the stones. It's only a pauper who nobody owns. Nobody owns. Nobody Owens. Owens. So, needless to say, I really like Neil Gaiman, and I can't really explain how or why I think that his writing is brilliant, but that's not even it's books like this from him are really simple, and they're really easy to grasp and really like nice. The storyline, it's easier to understand, and the characters are just really nice to follow. And then you get to his other books like American Gods or Anansi Boys, or even his collab with Terry Pratchett, Good Omens. Those are all really difficult to read, even at my age now. I started reading those books of his when I was a sophomore in high school, and they were hard to read then. I read them again now. They're a lot easier to understand, but it's still hard. Like, I guess my reading level's just not that high or something. It's very enjoyable. He works really hard with his stories, and he ties in so many different things, and like the plot lines get all tangled up and then unraveled. I'm starting to like be able to predict what's going to happen next after having read so many books from him, and I follow him on Twitter and I watch his interviews on YouTube, and he just seems like a cool guy, you know. And then I watched his Doctor Who episode, which was cool. And contrary to popular belief, I've liked Neil Gaiman before I ever even knew Doctor Who existed. So that's a thing that happens in life. It's not everyone's cup of tea, that's for sure, but I do really enjoy this man, okay? Like, and then on Twitter, you know, I get his messages, and it's just really funny. Like, he's just a normal guy who's totally cool and writes stuff on paper for other people to enjoy, and it's like a whole new world of stories and fantasy, and I like it. So that was just the one book I was talking about. I probably would have talked about like The Fault in Our Stars or something, but everyone talks about The Fault in Our Stars. I will see you guys next week, and I look forward to your videos as well. Bye.